Welcome to a video tour of the Island Springs Golf Resort. This golf course is located in northern Ontario on St. Joseph Island, just east of Sault Ste. Marie and south of Richards Landing on the island. It was built in 2000 and the front nine opened in 2001, but the back nine holes were never built. Until now, with the magic of technology, we're able to see what it would look like if this was an 18-hole golf course. My name is Jerry Shields. I was the golf course superintendent from 2000 to 2011, and we're going to take a tour of all 18 holes. It's not a long course, and it comes in just under 7,000 yards. So now we'll fly over the putting green, and the driving range was to the right, and we'll move on in towards the first hole of this beautiful golf course. So number one comes out of a chute of pine and is a pretty easy starting hole. It's meant to warm you up for what we're about to see on the second hole. There is a bunker in play on the right side. If you're a long hitter, you should be able to fly it and land into the approach. The left side is a bunker if you do go a little off the mark, and you come into a green that's fairly flat and protected by a bunker on the right side. Pin locations in the back corner are the toughest by far. Number two is one of the signature holes in this golf course. It is a par 5. And you come out of a collection of maple and onto a landing area with one bunker on the right side. Not really in play if you're straight, but the idea is to get as far forward as you can so you have a shot into the green on your second shot. The elevation does climb almost 100 feet to the green, and second club shot selection will be very important and able to reach it in 2. Be careful if you hit the approach, you may roll back down. Number 3, par 3 downhill, so you go back down just over 75 feet, so club selection is key. Bunkers are spread around the green and the green is relatively flat. This could be an easy 2 if you can get on the green where the pin's located. Number 4 tee comes out with a shot into a wide open fairway that's protected by a rather large bunker on the left side. The bunker is in play, so be sure to stay to the right. Once you come to the landing zone, you have a shot into a green. There is a pond on the right side. With pins tucked like they are here today on the right side of the green, it can be tricky. It's a 2-tier green, so be sure to land on the proper tier. Number 5 tee shoots out into a dog leg right. There are bunkers left and right for the landing zones. Watch out for the deer that usually come in from the bush on the left side as you are playing your approach shot into the green. The green is slightly elevated with bunkers all around. One big, deep, nasty bunker on the front right. Playing to the green once you're on board is fairly easy as the green is relatively flat. Number 6 is a par 4. It shoots out back into the pines again and down onto a relatively flat fairway. Be careful not to be too long on this fairway, as there is a bit of a stream on the right side where the fairway breaks into 2 and a little bit of a gully that leads up to a pond. This is another 2-tier green, and if the pin is on the front tier, you definitely don't want to be on the back and trying to come back down, and vice versa, trying to climb the hill back up onto the back tier. Number 7 is a par 3. A relatively flat par 3. There is a false front on the green, so when the pin is front middle, as you can see here, don't be short. You may roll back onto the approach, come in from behind the pin. Number 8 is a par 5. This par 5 is broken into 2 different pieces. The first part of the fairway is separated from the second part by a stream. The stream is in play for the long players, so be sure for proper club selection. 2 ace bunkers protect the approach up into the green, and this green is protected by a bunker on the front right that can come into play if pin placements are on the far right. If you can get there in 2, this is a possible eagle hole. Number 9 is a par 4. It is a dog leg to the right. You may be tempted to try to clear the pines right here on the bend, but many balls are collected by these pines and drop down into the long grass. So be careful if you try to cut the corner. You can get close if you can cut the corner, but watch out for the green. It is a 2-tier green with a sharp slope in the middle of this green. Here we are onto the brand new holes that have never been played. This is number 10, a very unique par 3 that shoots over the pump house, across a pond, and onto an angled green. If you can clear the water and stay clear of the bunkers, the green is relatively flat, with the toughest pin placement being where you see it there today on the left side. Number 11 is a par 4. This is a sharply sloped fairway from left to right. You want to play towards the bunker on the left side and let your ball funnel down to the right side of the fairway. You can end up in a creek on the right side if you're not careful here, so be careful where you place your tee shot. The approach into the green can be tricky if the pin is on the right side. There is a large pond that comes into play right at the edge of the green, but otherwise the green is relatively flat. Number 12 is another signature par 5 on this course. A tee shot over the pond. For long hitters, the pond shouldn't be in play. There is a bunker that you will have to clear, and the perfect shot is across the pond, skimming close to these trees and landing right here in the approach. Once you get to the approach, the green will be likely not reachable in 2. You may have to play up near another pond that comes into play the approach, and then play your third shot into a relatively flat green with only bunkers on the left side to protect. Birdie is a good score on that hole. Number 13 is a par 4. It plays downhill. There is a bunker in play on the right side, and the fairway does slope right to left. A relatively easy tee shot. There is a pond on the approach, but it shouldn't be in play for your tee shot. You play up to the green. Tough pin placements would be far left where the pond is in play. There are a couple of bunkers to collect errant shots on the right, but a fairly easy green, even with a pin placed in the back right as we see it today. Number 14 plays up a hill and is a dogleg right, a fairly sharp dogleg. There is a large ironwood tree in the middle of the fairway, and perfect shot is right over top of the bunkers on the right side and funneling into the approach. The approach is very skinny, so be careful with the shot. You could end up in the rough before you're trying to play into a very protected green with 2 bunkers and the bush tight on either side. Number 15 is a par 5 with a risk-reward shot. You can play safe off the left, make sure that you have proper club selection, or there is a reward shot to the right through the gap of trees. If you get through the gap and onto the fairway, this is an easy par 5 in 2 shots, and you'll be setting yourself up to eagle. If you take the safer route, you still might get there in 2, but odds are it's going to take 3 to get onto the green. The green is protected by a pond in the back with the rough sloping off quickly if you do fly the green long. Number 16 takes us back into the pine trees. It is a dogleg to the left. Ideal shot would be just over the bunker that is in play on the left side of the fairway, landing for a nice straight shot in to the green. You don't want to be collected on the pine trees on the left. It would be tough to get a shot into this green. The green has a false front and a false back, so you want to be careful with your placement that you don't roll off the back or the front when coming into this green. Number 17 is a par 3, a relatively easy par 3. It does have bunkers all around, but a clear shot in with definitely a shot at 2 here and a chance to relax before we hit the signature hole, number 18. Number 18 plays across onto a peninsula that runs up the middle of a large pond. You have a choice here to play long and to the left, close to the bunker, or play over the trees on the right with a shorter, possibly 5 wood, than to play into the green. The fairway selection depends on where the pin location is on the green. Left pins require a long shot, right pins require the short shot on the right side of the fairway, and there are false fronts on either side of the green. Plays much like number 12 at Augusta. And that is the end of the tour of the Island Springs Golf Resort. I hope you enjoyed it. It is a beautiful course. It is well worth playing on the Golf Club 2019. And any questions, be sure to contact me at jerry@greensideconsulting.ca. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching.